I'm here with John Jeffries, who is founder and owner of MJ Acoustics, and your core business is what exactly we have right behind you, these bass speakers and the quality of the bass sound. But you're going to tell us about a new pack that you've come out with just recently.
Sure.
So maybe we can start with the history of the brand, and then we'll go to what's new and hot.
Okay. Well, the biggest part of any audio spectrum that needs to be enhanced on most music systems, from our point of view, is the lower octaves. And that's where we started, really, is to produce bass. You have to couple that with also the fact that if you can get lower octaves in smaller cabinets, then that's really the ultimate goal. And that's where we started life off with the original Pro 50, which was nearly eight years ago now, which is a very small cube, and goes down below the 20 hertz mark, which is quite surprising at that stage.
Well, you feel it.
Indeed.
In the demonstration here, you can hear it, but you can actually feel it, bass.
Sure.
That's the key. So why don't you run us a little bit through the range, and we'll see the big baby that's right behind you.
Sure.
The 800.
Well, really, it's just a case of features and facilities. We would say to you that there is no difference in sound quality between our entry-level model and that of our most expensive model. And what the difference positively is the features within the product, and obviously the amount of sound pressure level you can actually pressurize the room with. So you wouldn't expect to put an entry-level unit like our Pro 50 in a really large room. You can put multiples of them in, but not obviously a single one. So if you want a single unit, you come up the range, of course, with slightly larger power ranges, slightly larger drivers with a little bit more point-to-point X-max movement, which is the amount of cone that moves in the air. So on the Pro range, you have no remote control, no memory presets, no twin crossovers that are digitally accurate in terms of the readouts. As you move further up the range, you have those features in there. So you've got armchair setability with regards to your remote control. Being able to set a crossover, for example, for movies and one for music, so that when you flick from a CD to a movie or to an SACD, you have the benefit of not being able to leap out of your chair and have to readjust the settings.
Why don't you give us some technical specs on this monster that's right behind you here?
Okay, well, that's the Reference 800, which is a slightly different arrangement for us because it's got a digital amplifier on board.
Okay.
And the reason for that really is just to dissipate the heat. As you go up, obviously, in true RMS power, of course, the hardest part, really, from the panel's point of view, is to get the heat away from the panel. So digital is the way we went for that. It's got a Volt chassis radial design on it with triple suspensions on it. It has a suspension, obviously, the roll surround that everybody be familiar with. It has one in the centre and then two behind that, on that side of things. And the reason why it's got the radial design is, again, to take the heat away from the coil so that it can be run all day at full power without obviously getting too hot.
Well, you'd get really hot if you play that.
Sure. Well, indeed, yeah. Again, it would be something in the room that we're in here now, which is why we haven't got it on. It would just be too big. The notes from it and the sound pressure just wouldn't have a chance to unfold properly.
Why don't you give us a brief walk through the XENO pack, because
sure.
that's what you've just launched. In fact,
it is, yeah. It's our answer to be able to match a speaker system really to one of our subwoofers. Most people have a subwoofer they want to try and match to the speaker system. We've done it the other way around. What we've always found when we've listened to other products is that they search after the smallest box, and the smaller the box, the more aesthetically pleasing it may be, but obviously the higher the frequency starts to cut off. And if you want to go for a full range cabinet, there is a point at which you can't go below, and to be fair, that size of cabinet we're using is about it. So it's got a 5-inch bass mid-range and a 1-inch soft dome tweeter in it, a proper 7 high-quality element crossover on board, and it's rear ported. And so therefore, when you come to the AV settings, you don't have to say, well, we'll use bass management to reduce the amount of bass detail going to each channel. You can set everything to large, and then allow the subwoofer to do nothing but the LFE channel.
Don, all I can say is we had a demonstration here before. You could feel the sound. It was really, really fantastic. So they should go and get a demonstration in their local stores. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you more often. Maybe even getting a factory tour and finding out these are actually UK made.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, they are.
So that's a big advantage for quality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.